Yeah, dude, you know what's up. You know what's going on.
Playing Galaga?
We're playing Galaga.
I fucking love Galaga.
You do. I talked about this in an episode that we did somewhat recently. I think it was Donkey Kong, where I remembered bringing up video games to you, and the first thing out of your mouth was, "Oh yeah, Galaga." And my first instinct was, "Whoa, this chick's retro, dude." Little did I know, the only game you had for your PlayStation 2 was Namco Museum.
The only decent one.
Yeah, no, the only game.
So, I've watched you play this like 10 times.
I didn't know that.
Do you remember when we met? And then you asked me out. And then we went to Game Club. It was probably the first Friday we hung out.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought your 3DS.
Uh-huh.
And you were like, look, Star Fox. And I said,
Oh,
what?
oh shit, I just went to fricking training. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That was Star Fox 64, though.
That's fine. That's what I remember of Star
Let's
Fox.
take the standard route.
I remember watching you play it and being very confused.
Very confused?
I didn't get it.
Didn't get it?
So you're flying and then there's boxes on the screen and I wasn't sure what you were supposed to be doing.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're being no more descriptive than you were in your initial, like, bringing upping of this topic.
I'll explain when I see it.
Well, hold on, listen. So I used to hear that in my nightmares. Could you pull a single word that he was saying?
I didn't hear words. I was hearing the woo woo.
Oh, you didn't hear the guy speaking?
Mm-mm.
That was something that set this game apart, aside from these crazy graphics. Whoa, nice graphics! I want to get my hands on that game. Remember that?
Fuck Floppy or whatever his name is. What's his name?
Froppy.
Froppy?
Slippy.
Slippy.
So Slippy's always annoying, and even in this game, he was still always getting frickin' caught. Even though it's scripted.
Mm-hmm.
This game's scripted very heavily. This is just a rail shooter.
So, when I watched you in 64, there were like two
Shit.
green boxes on the screen for helping you target or something.
Yes, that would show you where your bullets were going.
Mm-hmm. I didn't understand that.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Hey kids, back like 10 years ago, girls were a little different than they are now.
I was dumb.
I would say more that you were like so sheltered that you couldn't be interesting. You freaking asshole, I think there was a Cornerian ship.
I just remember being really bored.
Bored? Mm-hmm. I can't wrap my head around that. Oh, freaking hell. I'm still getting my Star Fox legs back. Oh yeah, this was my first video game. I don't think I said that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was the first video game I ever played. Back on the Super Nintendo, back in the day. I have no idea, like, I remember we had a SNES, I don't know where it came from, but a bunch of games just kind of materialized, because we didn't have a lot of money. And this game was among them, and I was like, oh man, that looks freaking cool, because if you look at the box art, it has that really freaking awesome, like, all the R-wings are hyper detailed, and you can just kind of, like, look at these cool lines on them, and they look so sick, dude.
You love box art.
I love old box art. New box art's kind of lame.
It's lame as fuck.
And then I had a conversation like this in a comment section somewhere with somebody fairly recently, and they were like, well, what else would it be? Right? Like, what else could a box art be other than just, like, the character? And I was like, well, that goes to show you exactly how uninteresting the core of the game is. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been playing a lot of modern games. Like, I do play a lot of modern games. I'm not gonna get all, like, zero punctuation about this shit.
But they become more like movie posters now.
They really do become like movie posters, and movies are homogenous as well.
Like, I just watched Atomic Blonde, and the movie
Literally
poster...
you just walked out of the room finishing that movie.
Mm-hmm. And it's not a terrible movie, but I have to give it like a 6.5 because the narrative was so fucking, like, handled weird.
Yeah.
It was boring. Like, the twist was like, yeah, alright, okay, cool.
I bet the comic was better.
The comic was probably the shit. But I can appreciate the action sequences and the lesbian
sex scene.
and Charlize Theron as a queen, and yeah.
Charlize Theron ain't my flavor, but I respect her.
I fucking love her. Ever since Mad Max, my boner
She killed it in
has not
frickin'
stopped.
Mad Max. She was amazing in that movie.
Bro, so there's a unbroken.
Real quick, did she win anything for Mad Max?
My heart.
Okay.
For Atomic Blonde, I just remember all the interviews being like, "Oh, how did you feel about being a lesbian?" And she was like,
we just had a really funny back and forth about that. Where like, if I was an actor and then they asked me like a stupid question like that, my only response would be, "Oh yeah, it was good." Care to elaborate? Oh yeah, it was real good.
Well, they asked her dumbass questions about Mad Max too, like, "Where did all that rage come from?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
My mother and my father and my sister and my brother. Stop.
Oh, I was on my period that day.
For all of the shooting.
Yeah, all
years.
the shooting, all of it, especially that really iconic scream. That movie is the best. Anyway,
That movie was really good.
there's like a 10-minute unbroken action sequence
In Atomic Blonde?
In Atomic Blonde, and you can see the director, whoever's handling, obviously the director, but the cameraman fucking right, like it's really fucking interesting the way it keeps pulling out and panning and
Just trying to keep their eyes on the action, dude.
well, they're in like a staircase area, like in an apartment complex or something. And she's busy trying to protect a guy, and the KGB's after her ass, so she's fighting like 4 different guys, and then they get out onto the street, and it flows into like a part of a car chase, where she drives backwards, and it's really fucking...
Oh shit, I accidentally took a capture. No, it took a second. Let's select. I just wanted to get out of the cockpit.
You're fine.
It's really neat that they modeled that and like programmed it, but it sucks for playing this game. Mm-hmm. Like I don't like it anyway.
Mm-hmm. This is a lot of dots on the screen.
Yeah, this was a nightmare for me to navigate, for little baby me to navigate. When I only had a tiny cross, this was a nightmare for me to navigate. I could not, I did it.
Well, through your helmet, you couldn't differentiate anything.
No, I couldn't. Not only that, but I'm colorblind.
Okay.
Oh god. So real quick, when you save your friend characters, they'll help.
I like that. Come here.
He's helping.
Come here.
Oh, there he goes.
Come here.
What do you? No, don't invite her. She'll just snort into the microphone and pollute the audio. It's Zippo. Oh god, here we go. Sniffling and snaffling. And then when the audio is weird, I'm gonna frickin' go get you, and I'm gonna be like, "Do you see?"
Do you hear the dog breathing?
And if it's not weird, I'm gonna put shit in it and make you feel like an asshole.
As a side note, fact check me later if you care, but I think the guy that was in charge of John Wick helped with Atomic Blonde. So that's why people were like, it's the same thing. It's not.
It's really not.
It's a spy movie.
Yeah, Atomic Blonde is a spy flick. John Wick is an action movie.
Yeah.
And there's action in Atomic Blonde, but there's more plot than action.
Yeah. And I was kind of bored with the plot, but I'm not big on spy movies. I thought it was an action movie. But yeah, it was solid. I don't think I'd watch it again.
Did I ever tell you about the codec calls in Metal Gear Solid 3?
I know about them in Smash.
You can talk to, I was gonna say Mei Ling, it's not Mei Ling, Paramedic. Her name is Paramedic.
That's cute.
She's, you can talk to her, I think you call her to save, and she'll tell you about spy movies and stuff, and she's like, have you seen James Bond? It's this new thing, 'cause it takes place in the 60s.
It's because Kojima's a dork. He loves that shit.
He's a dork for film. Oh, get out of the way.
He loves Babe Pig in the City.
He does love Babe Pig in the City, which has made
George Miller.
many appearances on this channel.
Well, because I saw that tweet and I was like, Kojima, what?
Right after we talked about it. Was it, what were we talking about? I was about to, oh yeah. So, she's like, hey, yeah, there's this cool thing, it's James Bond. He's a spy like you. He has this cool pen gun. And Snake's like, well, I'd look pretty silly out in the forest with a pen, wouldn't I? And he's like, he doesn't get it because he's thinking logistically about this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like it. I liked it.
I love shit like that.
Snake has a lot of character.
Snake's cool.
He jerks off in Metal Gear Solid 2. I'm not kidding either. There's an Easter egg where you can make Snake jerk off.
Snake playing with his little snake.
That's why they call him Solid Snake, dude.
What's
I don't know.
P0rn called?
What? Oh, Metal Rear Solid, the Phantom Pain. I watched the entire Jim Hassinger. What the hell's his name? Like the Jimquisition.
Jim Henson?
No, I watched the entire Jimquisition like review of it, and he's like, I quite like the part where you put the girl's bum on screen. Oh yeah, we beat stage 2.
Hooray!
Star Fox. Alright, Next time on Mini Match, maybe we'll talk more about pornography. Maybe we won't.
Oh, we have lots to talk about.